parents. Mm. I believe we overcomplicate things a lot, and things can be a lot simpler if we get rid of a lot of self imposed limitations and rules. And remember that we're pure source energy. We're immortal and eternal beings of light and love. We are light and love. And we are here in these bodies experiencing the illusion of separateness for fun so we can experience individuality and contrast and relationship. Because if there's only one, how can one know itself without another, right? And when we remember that, instead of being threatened by our differences, we'll embrace them with curiosity. And when we remember that, instead of proving our worthiness and looking to repent our whole lives for committing the sin of being born, what? We are enjoying a life and physical and all of the advantages of it, like having senses. Hello. And remember all the movies that you've watched about angels and how angels want to come back to Earth. Why? Because if you're in the non physical, you clearly don't have a body. And if you don't have a body, you cannot experience the physical reality. Things like touch and taste and smell and hearing and sight. All of these things are not available in the non physical. But when we remember that we're both, we can move away from experiencing life just through the senses, but also develop our higher senses of intuition and like all of our clairs, like clairaudience, clair sentience, clair, all the other clairs that I don't remember. But those are our like six supernatural senses because we're earthly and cosmic, human and divine, masculine and feminine at the same time. So this is what this whole ascension is all about, for us to remember the fullness and wholeness of who we are and not be under the illusion that we're these mere mortals, but remember that we're also divine beings and powerful creators who came here to enjoy heaven on earth. And the way we bring it into view is by focusing our attention and our thoughts and feelings on what we desire to see more of on earth instead of the problems. As soon as we identify a problem, let's say, for example, pollution or too much plastic, immediately there's a solution of what would be like if we find a solution for this problem and a way to deal with it. And when we focus on receiving a solution, Source will send us a solution. And this is how great inventions come into being. So when we're aware that we have direct line with Source, instead of doing things the way somebody else has done them before, or wallowing in pity and crying about spilled milk and the problem, and by focusing on the problem, magnifying the problem out of proportion, we can focus on I'm receiving the solution now. Thank you, Spirit. And living in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, which is the answered prayer. And that is true prayer, to feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled and imagine what it would feel like if your problem is resolved. And these are the advanced techniques that we have forgotten. Hi, everybody. But we're remembering, and it's not enough just to remember. We need to start to put it into practice and bypass, like all of these, transcend, more like, not bypass, but transcend these illusions of like fear and worry and anxiety and guilt and shame and these lower vibrations that keep us stuck only into the physical. But by transcending and elevating into joy and love and peace and enlightenment, um, through courage, through the heart, opening the heart, and not being afraid to experience at all the pleasure and pain, we elevate, and all of a sudden we have this direct line, and the solutions can come pouring. And when we have grounded securely, and when we remember the truth of who we are, when we detach from codependence relationships and systems, and we balance the chakras, like the root, survival, connect to the earth, the truth of who you are, and then pleasure. Pleasure is good. There should not be any guilt or shame around our sexuality if directed correctly. This energy is the energy of creation. And then courage, willpower, solar plexus. You got the power. It has always been within you. And there's no reason to look for validation on the outside and approval and give your power away to others. And then magnify through the heart, which is such a powerful center when the heart is open and we don't harbor any resentment towards self and others, and forgive, and choose love every time. Then this energy magnifies, and then we can speak our desires into existence and not be afraid to speak our truth, even if it contradicts what others are saying, or they have been fed, or we have been fed. And then get the insight from the third eye open, receiving direct insight, and crown, direct connection to source. In a word, we're magical, our vessels are magical, and when we learn how to use them, we create more magic.